I don't know how a man can be a national chairman of a party when he cannot even pay his subscription, his membership dues. You say you are presiding over a national party. Yet, what makes you a member is being able to pay your dues, and you cannot pay. And then you go to Abuja to say you are presiding over those who have been paying their dues. You see how this country is. You stay in Abuja to make rules, to preside over people in their own local government and wards who have been paying their annual dues for membership, which you take to Abuja and spend. I'm aware that this is what is required to teach other people lessons. If you check, most of those who are claiming to be leaders of this party, particularly at the national level, go and ask. If you check now, none of them pay their dues. None of them have contributed to today what we're talking about, what is left as the strength of the party. Just check the so-called leadership of the party. What is the strength of the party in their states? In their states. Every time they talk about Rivers, luckily, this court is not in Rivers. This court is not, it is Benue State High Court that tried to give ex parte order for the expulsion or suspension of Ayu from the party in his ward. Now today, it was presided by the Chief Judge of Benue State, who now affirmed your suspension was in order. If you cannot pay your membership due, what now makes you to be a member of the party? That apart, you remember, the National Publicity Secretary of the party has been carrying, I don't know who gives him all this kind of useless and hopeless interpretation of the law, that no NEC member can be suspended, which is wrong. That provision of the party has been set aside by the High Court of Rivers State when Secondus was suspended. And PDP refused to appeal on that. But see, they come up, when they have no work. The National Police Secretary of the party, I hear he's a lawyer, but it's most unfortunate, they come up and come to national television, oh, you cannot do this, cannot do that. And he's a lawyer. He has not even asked, look, this provision of the constitution of the party, is it still there? We hear the court has set aside this provision. And for how many years now, the party never appealed against it. Look at the judgment of the High Court of Benue State. Benue State, not Rivers State, not Oyo State, if it was Rivers, it was Rivers State. This is Benue State. And it is to show, for me, I believe that I'm happy. I do know very well happy with what the court has done. And the National Working Committee must, as a matter of necessity, must come out to tell the public the 22 billion naira that was collected during the primaries. What was it used for?
Yeah, but we thought by now you would say it is a step forward for the party, that this is where we will start our negotiation for the resolution of...
Negotiation for what? Negotiation for illegality? What are you going to negotiate? That you will say you stole the money of the party and you are building a university. And you are telling me to negotiate. Negotiate for what? Negotiate our money that will make our party to grow, to do a lot of things. I should negotiate with who? For Christ's sake, with who? Go to Benue State. I challenge you. I went to Benue State. Look at the university you are building with our money. And this is what now called out if PDP, the current acting chairman and his team should let Nigerians know, look, we are not going to be involved in all this, they have to tell us where did this 22 billion. You see, I have only told anybody I'm not afraid, I'm not threatened by whatever anybody will want to say, this and that. No. The right thing must be done. If the right thing is not done, our team will continue to challenge it. Yes.
You say you are not threatened. Just a few days ago, a court in Abuja gave a ruling that the PDP has a right to suspend you if he wants to, and has a right to discipline you if he wants to.
It's most unfortunate. That's the kind of picture they paint. I read the front page of ThisDay. So it's so terrible. These are the kind of people they use who I do not have any iota of respect for the credibility of such a public thing. Did you see the judgment? Who won? What did I go to court to do? What did I challenge PDP for? I said, you cannot suspend me as a member of the party without following due process. That was what we challenged. You cannot do that. And the court agreed with us. You cannot. You cannot. Who says, as a member of an association, that the association cannot take a disciplinary action against you? What we are saying, it must be done through due process. And if you don't follow due process, you cannot do that. And the court agreed with us. Now, these bias, propagandists, turned it and say, oh, they can suspend with you see, that's what do we go to court to do? Who won in the court? Did the court dismiss our action? Did the court dismiss our action? The court agreed with us that what we said is correct. You can't just wake up in the morning and sit in your parlor and say, so the person has been suspended or been dismissed. You cannot. There must be due process of the law. And the court agreed with what we said. And they have not turned around with this, well, not a slant. You know, ThisDay has no credibility. As far as I'm concerned, they have no credibility because I defeated them in court, and the court said they should pay me certain money. That's why you see them moving on to say they can, but they forget that I have defeated them in the 2020 general election. I defeated ThisDay and I defeated Arise. I did. I saw, I don't know, those kind of things, junk, and they go and read what was the judgment. What was the matter that went to court? What was I seeking for? What did I ask the court to do? You just go and just take a slant court and said, you can suspend Wike. What kind of journalism is this? At the end of the day, if the second court says so, was the matter dismissed? Was it struck at? We won. We went to court to challenge PDP. You cannot do what you want to do except through the due process of the law. And the court agreed with us. And you are coming here to tell the public. The court says you can expel or dismiss or suspend the Wike. That is how they distort information. That is how they don't tell the public the true facts. They don't slant it the way to suit them. That's why that newspaper, they call ThisDay, can carry it in their front page. Every time deceiving Nigerian. Every time deceiving Nigerian. If I were them, I would have gone back down and said, look, all our projections, you know, it's a newspaper that is any government in power. They rush. What was their projection about 2020 election? What was their projection? We flawed them badly. We flawed them badly. And they should be ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves. Can't continue to tell Nigerian lie. They put on the page, oh, social party won in Rivers. What's my business? Go and prove how you won. It's not every time internet result, news and this. Nobody's interested in that. So, as far as we're concerned, we went to court. The party in Rivers State went to court. They won. The candidates that were not declared as winners of the election, they won. I went to court and I won. How many times do they want us to defeat them? Who are those in those ANEC you are talking about? Let us take, for example, look at the states. How many of them won the 3 senatorial districts? How many of them can produce the House of Reps out of 13? We won 12. How many of them could produce all the number of seats in the House of Assembly? 32 over 32. How many of them produce governors? All these so-called leaders. How many of them? So who would you say that contributed more for PDP as far as this country is concerned? They're talking about presidential election. For Christ's sake, did we hide it? Did you not say we want equity, fairness, and justice? Why do people don't like people who will tell them the truth? Did we hide our intention to say we are saying equity, fairness, and justice? And we have no regret about it. We did what we think that can unite this country. And the people of Rivers State spoke. And look at the results. House of Assembly, 32. Senate, 3. House of Reps, 12 over 30. And you are coming to talk to me and talk to anybody that which privilege? I can tell you. I can tell you. Let them be careful. You know, people say, oh, Governor of Rivers State, you're not a governor. Rubbish. I don't need to be governor before to show that I'm important. Yeah, being important is your state. Who are you in your state? What measure of influence do you have? What have you brought to the party to make the party to be alive? It's not about, and look at PDP, so shameless, their leadership, so shameless. Tell me what, I see them moving around, going to tribunal. I have no problem with that. What did you contribute? You were busy plotting how you would deal with Wike instead of you plotting how you win an election. Have you ever seen where people spend their time, resources, on how you would deal with one person, instead of you to spend their time and resources on how you are going to win an election? At the end of the day, who lost? I have finished my governorship, finished very well, ended very well, strongly. Go and see what it is in Rivers State. Who have they accorded that kind of honor? Tell me, amongst them who have finished, that his people have received them. Not because they have seen what I have done in Rivers State now. They will go and tell their people, why not do the same thing for me too? Spontaneous. I feel proud. I feel very, 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 very proud that my people are happy.
And as it were now, you are kind of a hybrid politician of PDP stock, but also loved by the APC government in power. Are you happy about?
I don't know what you mean by APC government loves me. The truth of the matter, I talk about Nigeria now. I've passed that level. You will tie me to a political party. I talk about the progress of Nigeria. I talk about the unity of this country. For Christ's sake, if you want me to talk about just party, I'll stay in my state. Any party I say I'm in, my people will join us. All those people who are in Abuja are telling them stories. Let them show the result. Oh, every time they chase us away. Every time they beat us. Every time one story or the other. If they have been beating you like that, okay, forget it. And you see, these politics will play. Time has come that people will say, look, who are you in your state? What are your contributions? You were a governor. What did you put down? You were a minister. What did you bring? You were a deputy this. What did you bring? You were a Senate president. What did you bring? You can no longer deceive Nigerians. Yes, it's an honor to be a Senate president. Having been a Senate president, what is your contribution? How did Nigeria progress under you being Senate president? How did your state benefit under you being Senate president? You're a minister. Yes. Under your ministry, what was the progress in Nigeria? In your state, what were you able to bring back home? Nigerians are now waiting. I'm moving around everywhere. Is anybody stopping me? They say, write petition against me. That's what I want to say. So.
Okay. The new president has taken over and he has taken some decisions. We'll come back to that shortly. But let me start from his very latest decision.
Yeah.
The appointments he has made.
Yeah.
He has appointed a chief of staff, the person of the Speaker of the House of Reps,
Okay.
Right Honorable Banyabia Miller.
Okay.
And the immediate past Minister of Special Duties,
Yeah.
Senator George Akume, has renamed Secretary to the Government.
Yeah.
What's your take on these two appointments?
I'm not surprised. You know, when you see somebody who's prepared for a job, from the beginning you will know. You know, Nigeria is a country where propaganda rumors, and unfortunately too, we have a press or a media that's also embellishing rumors and propaganda without cross-taking facts. Tinubu has shown to Nigeria that, look, all of us belong to Nigeria. I want every Nigerian, ethnicity, religion, or whatever. Let us. This country belongs to all of us. See the balancing. You see the balancing? So many people carry the propaganda that having a Muslim ticket will be bad for Nigeria because of the complexity of this country. But see what he has done now. Say, look, all these things are not the way. I'm ready to work for this country, to put everybody together. And that is why, look at the appointment. It may have shocked so many people. I have read in the newspaper that North Central was complaining that, look, they're supposed to have this and that. But look at what he has done. By giving them secretary to the government or the federation. Will you now say that marginalization against the North Central? Will you now say that a marginalization against the Christian? A man who is prepared. A man who knows the complexity of this country. And that's the way, you see, the Mabu say, the first step, the first dance step you show, will show whether you're a good dancer or not. For me, from what you have done in Lagos, which is as complex as maybe Nigeria, you may call it mini Nigeria, able to bring everybody, Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, everybody, bring them together. Look at what he has done. And from what I've seen with my interactions with him, he's a firm person. He's a man who believes that when he takes a decision, he's not a president that you push. You don't know who's the president. No. He may be wrong. He may be wrong. But that's leadership. This is my position. You have to keep. When people are criticizing him that, oh, why are you supporting this? And this is what I've told people. Some people are so greedy. Some people are greedy to the point that they don't understand about the unity of this country. And for me, it's somewhat unfair. Greed. What you will benefit, not what Nigeria will benefit. And he's trying to show we've all belonged to this country. You have. Yes. So all of us can forge together, commonly and move on. And I'm so impressed with the appointment of Femi Badadinila. Look, you see, what does that appointment show? He has a contact with legislator. And you always know the problem between the executive and the legislature is always there. Therefore, there must be somebody too who has this relationship with legislature, which is an important arm of government. You cannot throw it away. You cannot throw it away. So, look, be my chief of staff, so that from time to time, you can also interface with them and also put you, look, this is the way it's done. Now, look at Akume. He was a former governor, former civil servant, permanent secretary, and rose to that level. Experience of coordination of all the boards, ministries is key for you. So you can see the choices he made in terms of SGF, in terms of chief of staff is key. People will say, okay, Femi does not have experience. Experience of what? The experience of what? What is the experience? Somebody who has been a speaker, who has been a parliamentarian since 1999. What experience are you talking about? He has the experience of relating, of putting the executive and the legislature together. The legislature will be happy. They have their own in the presidency, so that to talk and bring harmonious relationship between the executive and the legislature. What experience do you want? And people should look at this. And that's why I say, even in the Senate and the House leadership, people should look about Nigeria, interest of Nigeria.
And now that you have brought that up, what you have consistently just now spoken about the need for harmonious relationship between the executive and the legislature.
Yeah.
You are on record as saying that you will throw your weight behind the APC choices for leadership positions.
Yeah, I said so. Yeah, and I've done that. You see, let me tell you one thing. In this country today, let's live about you and me. Let's talk about what will make us believe that we all are stakeholders, we all have stake in this country. Don't make mistake of saying that you are the only one who have stake and these other people don't have stake. Don't make that mistake. Don't. Now, you know it was bad enough. The campaign against APC was seriously off this Muslim ticket. The campaign was there. Some of us didn't fall to it. Some of us said, look, yes, I agree. But we were talking about certain presidencies. Yes, I owe the apologies to anybody. And in that certain presidency, whom will you prefer to support? But when I supported certain presidents, I have no apologies. Whom do you support? Very clear. Right? Now, if you go by that way, you have to be careful. That look, see the way things are. Let's keep this country to it. Forget about me. You be chairman of social committee. You be chairman of social lucrative committee. No. We're talking about Nigeria now. It's not about whether you be chairman of the most lucrative committee, you be chairman of appropriation, you be chairman of NDDC. Is that what we've got your eye to say? You don't want Nigeria to be united? You don't understand the reality in this country today? Just because I want to be chairman of operation committee, just because I want to be chairman of NDDC, and then you are not looking at the unity of Nigeria. You don't look at our diversity. And that's what I've always kicked against. When the Senate came through Ahmadi, I said, listen, whether anybody likes it or not, as it is today, since APC have said, or whether the president has said, the Senate president should go to South, with all due respect, it's very clear. What the presidency, or what they say APC have not shown, but what they are saying, that's what the president wants, with all due humility, if you're a lover of this country, if you're a man who believes in the unity of this country, I don't think that was wrong. That the Senate president should go to the South. And the religion, if anybody tells you that, look, I'm not a religious bigot, no, I'm not. But the truth, the reality must also be told, as it were today. If you have a president as a Muslim, you have a vice president as a Muslim, you have a CGM as a Muslim, let us face reality. Let nobody continue because of, nobody should do that. That is the reality in this country.
That is why some of the legislators or the legislators from Rivers State had to support the candidacy of the president. That's for the intent.
We have made it clear before now. See, we are not this way. You know me, it's not about whatever you give. No, I don't give it. There's nobody I will tell what my mind is. There's nobody. I will not tell, look, this is my mind. Even Mr. President, I won't go on television to say, but I can, if I have an answer to Mr. President, I say, Mr. President, this is wrong. This will not help for the unity of this country. This will not help for the progress of this country. I should be able to do that. What will anybody offer me now? What will you give it to me? Our state have always believed in fairness, equity, and justice. So why would we now run away from it? Simply because you want to be chairman of a lucrative committee? Is that important to you more than the unity of this country? Is that important to you more than the progress of this country? We must tell ourselves the simple truth. Can we continue this way and be the country our founding fathers had in mind? Everybody now is talking about, my son is there. My son wants to be chairman of social committee. My daughter wants to be this and this and that. And you don't ask, wanting my son to be this and that, will he unite the country? Will he unify the country? Will he help the president to achieve what he wants to achieve? Mr. President has shown, since after he was sworn in, some decisions he has taken may not necessarily 100% right, may not, but he has shown leadership. And that is what this country has lacked, is leadership. You are not here to play to the gallery, to make people to love you. Nobody does that.
Are you in a way supporting the pronouncement of the fuel subsidy?
No right-thinking Nigerian. Not right-thinking. You see, the problem we have with Labour, with all due respect, when Labour say that's paying for the masses, who are the masses? For Christ, who are the masses? First of all, it's a scam. It's a big scam. It's taking away the resources from the states and federal government. For Christ's sake, how can you tell a country to spending trillions of naira in a month that you are subsidizing fuel and it's not available? What are you going to explain? You see, we're in a country where even those who are the ones responsible or involved in the fuel subsidy are fighting back, mobilizing so-called labor, mobilizing other people, paying money for them to go for interview on television, on the road. We are suffering. Don't remove fuel subsidy. These things are state managed. Every Nigerian wants, how? I want fuel. It's 10 naira. I can go and buy it. I want electricity. It's 5 naira. It's available. Not where I want fuel. Even when it is 200 naira, I can buy. It's not even available. Yet we are paid for subsidy. What kind of system is that? The problem we have, and I watch what the president told, if it is correct, what I watch, he told the security chiefs. If Mr. President wants to fight the oil theft, the oil bunkering, he must hold security agencies, the security responsible. I was the governor. I know what is responsible. I know what was wrong. Let nobody pretend about it. If Mr. President is keen and I want to fight about this oil theft, you must be bold and tell the security chiefs, hey, we know all what's going on in this country. If we don't want to get it clear, let everybody know. If we want to get it clear and want this country to survive, then we must raise our production quota. But if what is going on continues to go on now, forget Nigeria, forget the economy. You see, Mr. President is coming in a very hard time. It's a very hard time. And Nigerians don't like anything that will make them suffer. It's unfortunate. Nigerians must come out to say, look, things are very, very bad. And hard decisions must be taken. Yes, it will affect us, it will pain us, but it will lead us to where we're heading to. And that's my position.
Thank you very much.